Francesco Garripoli, and welcome to Wuji Mountain Musings. This is a new series that is based on my new book, The Qi Effect, and it's a whole chapter in that book, actually. It's the whole second half of that book, hundreds of pages, with over 800 musings. A great word, musings. It's to meditate on something. It's a kind of contemplation on an idea. And what we're going to do in this series is take one of them. Today is number 29. I randomly pick one. I have it on the ebook version right here. And I'm going to read it, and then we'll muse over it and see what happens. When we face a physical, medical challenge with no true self-awareness or understanding of the physical, emotional linkage, we are operating asleep, and primarily from the survival drives of our survival mind. We simply want the problem to be solved so we can get back to, well, surviving. This is the endless habitual loop of an empty life that most people mask through coping skills that modern life affords: drinking, drugs, mental chatter, television, entertainment, social media, etc., things like that. Trusting our heart resonance will wake up deep wisdom within us, and it is the only solution to finally transcend this endless loop. Can you relate to that? I can. I mean, this is what we do when we get caught in that survival emotion, that pattern of wanting to get through something, that survival need that says, I've got to finish this job. I've got to get through with this situation. I've got to fix this problem. All these survival drives within us make us crazy. And they trigger emotions. Every survival drive will have an anger emotion, a fear emotion, a grief emotion, a worry emotion, all the traditional emotions that are system out of balances, organ system out of balances. When we are operating out of our survival mind, this is ancient drive. This comes from our ancestral epigenetic programming. And when we fall prey to this in the modern world, when we don't have the traditional ancient type of triggers, think about the cave people days, where if the fire went out, you would freeze and die. If a saber-toothed tiger came into the camp, someone would be eaten. Could have been you. So fear is high. Anxiety is high. Grief can come in. These are all these ancient programs that have come through us ancestrally, through our lineages, epigenetically. But here we are in the 21st century. We don't have to worry about the fire going out. We push a button and the heat comes on. I haven't seen a saber-toothed tiger in a while. Most of our animals have been domesticated. So we actually don't have the same operating environment that these habitual programmed conditioned emotions are operating in. And our survival mind is actually out of place most of the time. So these coping skills come in, these management skills of our emotions and our decision-making that are out of place. No wonder most people are schizophrenic. No wonder we have so much stress in our life. We're using the wrong tools in the wrong time frame. We don't have those basic survival issues now, but we do have the emotions that come with them because we haven't sort of overcome or reprogrammed ourselves. We're still operating with the same program. So think of a computer that's running an outdated software. It's never going to run efficiently. Our body, mind, spirit operates in the same way. Until we can come up with a new way of looking instead of coping and managing. So you ask, what is that? Do I meditate more? Do I think about these things? Do I have more musings on it? Well, you can, but it has to be strategic. And you have to understand what the survival mind role in our life is, how to identify when it comes up, and to understand what its solution is. Because there is a solution, and that's our intuitive mind. That's our heart-centered, heart-resonant energy. When our mind is focused more on the intuitive mind, that bandwidth of mind, that's not survival, it's not intellect, it's the intuitive mind. All of a sudden you realize you've got skills that are much better at surviving than relying on the old software, the old tools, the survival mind. This is the programming and conditioning that we've been under, because our world, our conditioned modern world, actually exalts the survival mind, right? Think of all the things. It says, work hard, go to work extra hours, that your survival is at stake. Go ahead and play this game and fall prey to the programming that everyone else is under. So to change that is to change the vibration, that epigenetic programming, that vibration tone that plays out in us has to be supplanted with another tone. As I say about addictions, you can't just stop an addiction unless you layer another habit on top of it. Those habitual activities in our life will continue to be habitual because we are habitual creatures. Humans are incredibly habitually oriented. So this endless loop of relying on our survival mind to get us out of problems will never get us where we need to, especially if you're a sensitive person, especially if you're somebody who can relate to this heart-centered way of being. When the vibration of your life, your thinking, your choices, your actions, your intention setting comes from this intuitive mind place, the survival mind will eventually back down. It may fight once in a while. It might fight for dominance. That's what it's been programmed to do, to help you survive, but in an old paradigm that no longer is applicable. Utilizing your heart-centered intuitive mind to work with these survival requirements in life will get you there much faster and give you a more joyful approach at doing it. So think about identifying how your survival mind comes into play, where it pops its head up, where it tries to bully out, elbow out the intuitive mind, and then just be gentle with it. Ask it to sit back and say, this is not your role right now. And then allow your intuitive mind to take front and center and let your heart be your guide. Peace.